Just so you can see, this was an options trade. You guys know I trade futures now. I gave up with options, and there I remember why. If you don't know, recently I switched over to a personal account, funding myself as a trader, but I went through Robinhood so I can trade futures and options on the same account whenever I want, just to have the freedom to do it, man. You know, that's kind of what I deserve it. We did just take a loss on NQ about an hour earlier to the short side. Low impact news on a Monday. I just need to stay away from these, but my bias was to the short side, and you guys see right off open, we see Nvidia pop up right when we clear this orange zone that shows pre-market, post-market. Right off open, we see this really nice rip, and then we see some clear sells come in, followed by a nice sell-off. Now, yes, we do find buyers in this zone below us as well, but this is something that has to come into play when you do trade a certain way. This was step one of opening this process to me and being confident in this setup. Now, right now, technically, current trend price is moving is going to the upside, and I'm looking to play the short side. I don't recommend playing against the trend. It's really not the best idea. It is better for options, I would say, because that's when you really can take advantage of that intrinsic value. I trade supply and demand. I trade off of these zones. When I get an entry off of one of my zones, when I am trading this way, you need to take it. This is one of the biggest ideas and problems that so many people have, is they'll trade a certain way, but when things actually come into fruition and they get the setups, they won't take them. And sometimes you'll see it play out and sometimes it won't. But when you trade a certain way, for example, if I'm trading supply and demand and I see this high up here, I'm drawing out this zone, I have to take this trade. This abides by my setups. I'm looking for sells in an area where we just had a very strong move of sells. Step two of this process is understanding what position size I really should take. This is when I decided on what contract I was going to use. And if you guys don't know, there's this website, it's called Options Profit Calculator. Just gives you a pretty good estimate of what contracts will be worth at certain areas. For example, if I got stopped out and if I hit take profit on this, I found the contract, I set my targets up, and I knew after putting all this in what contract I was going to buy, how much